first thing, like these bends your leg. If I tell you they're working, I've worked here. Hey, I say I've worked some. Oh, they don't do bono party, they don't do pajama. You can literally be bored to death. Okay, rough like that.
I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As usual, my name is Sheila-kate, aka Big Sheila for a reason, and Big Sheila with a vibe. If you don't know, well now you know. Today's video, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of living in South Dakota. Every time I tell people that I'm in South Dakota, they're like, what are you doing there? How did you even get there? So this video is going to help you decide whether you want to move here or not. It's all based on my experiences, so just bear in mind that my experiences might be different from someone else's experience. Okay, we still move, so don't take anything personal. All right, so I'm going to start with the cons. One of the first con, or the one reason why I don't like here, is the weather. Like, the weather during the winter especially is very crazy. It's insane. And so if you are someone who has conditions such as, like, you know, rheumatism, all of these things that you are not necessarily supposed to be in cold areas, I don't think you should move here, especially during the winter. So I know a couple of people who are here during the summer, the fall and spring, and then during the winter they just leave, because if they stay here they could literally die. So if you can't stand the cold, just either you don't come at all, or you come and you know that you're going to freeze and you prepare for that. So that's one first. The second thing about this place that I don't necessarily like is there's not much to do here. Like, you can literally be bored to death. There's hardly, I mean, there are things to do, but if you're someone who's very adventurous, someone who's very, you know, you're not really spoiled for options over here, because this place is mainly full of elderly people. I don't know how to explain it, but then there's literally nothing to do here. So especially where I am, I'm in Vermilion, South Dakota, but if you go to other areas such as, you know, Sioux Falls, Sioux City, that place is more, you know, more developed, I guess, than this place. So there are things to do over there, but here where I am, there's literally nothing. So if you're going to come here, you need to be very intentional about doing things that give you fun, or are fun for you. If not, you're going to be bored. So that's even why I'm doing YouTube and stuff like that, because at least when I'm editing, I take like an hour or two to edit, take an hour or two to like shoot the videos, and then I know sometimes I forget I'm bored because I'm focused on you know shooting content. But if not, I'm going to be so bored. I was bored, but right now I'm used to it. Do you understand? They don't do bono party, they don't do pajama. I mean, I'm in America. I know people don't do it over here, but there's literally nothing. Like, there's nothing going on here. So either you do things that make you happy, or you just get bored. So another reason why I don't like here, or one con of living in South Dakota, is their transportation. I feel like they have very terrible, okay, in Vermilion, South Dakota, I feel like there's quite terrible transportation service, I guess. Like, it's not that good. I feel Ghana has better transportation system than where I am. At least in Ghana, there's Uber, there's Trotro, there's taxi, there's Pragia. I mean, you are spoiled for options, or with options, but here nothing. So let me tell you the transportation systems available here. The first thing, like these bends your leg. If I tell you they're working, I've worked here. Hey, I say I've worked some. Oh, I know all the street names and everything, but yeah, there's literally nothing. So either you walk, or you buy a bicycle. Like, recently I had to even buy a bicycle. It's really funny, like me riding a bicycle. But yeah, I had to buy a bicycle, or you use motors, or basically it's all private transportation, or you get a car. And if you don't have a car, like, you have to pay someone. I think there are some buses around, but I don't even see them. I don't even know how it works, because it's not as popular as, there's even no Uber. Like, here, I don't think I've ever been on Uber since I've been here. I've been here for months. There's no time that I had to order an Uber, and it's just one people that, unless you go to maybe a place like Sioux Falls and Sioux City where there's Uber services, but here literally there's hardly any Uber here. So you need to consider that if you're coming here. Another thing I don't like about this place is that it's far. Like, it's far away from, I won't say civilization, it's just really far away. So I'm closer to Canada than I am to other states in America. That's how far away this place is. So if you're going somewhere else, like, flight tickets are extremely expensive because of how far away I am. So that's one thing you need to understand. Like, there's nobody around me. My friends are always like thousands and thousands of miles away, even though I'm in America. Like, yeah. Now the next thing is this place is a predominantly white area. So one, there's not a lot of black people here, and since there aren't quite a huge number of black people here, there isn't it's very hard for you to get access to African foods and African stuff. So especially where I'm in Vermilion, and there's no African market over here. So if I need anything from the African store, I literally have to go all the way to like Sioux City or Sioux Falls, and that's like some 40 minutes away, or 45 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours thereabouts. And even when you go there too, since there are not a lot of people over there, it's just a few people that, or 1 or 2 people that have, you know, these African stores. And because they have monopoly of the market, they decide how much they're going to sell it to you. So if he's selling the yam for $25, there's nothing you can do, because God will. But if you go and come, you still buy it, and he's the only one selling over there. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So you find out that these like certain things are certain African stuff are ridiculously expensive as compared to other places where when you go over there, I mean, there are quite a number of people selling it. So even if yours is expensive, I can go somewhere else and get it. Here, you have to buy it. And also, like, African restaurants and African foods, it's very hard for you to come by. Like, I have friends in other places that are always eating African foods because they can just order and get it. But here, if you crave something, either you do it or you forget your craving. Do you understand? You can't crave rough like that, because if you crave it, you're not going to satisfy it unless you get those stuff and you cook it yourself. So you can only crave the things you can cook. If not, why are you craving? Why are you craving Picasso? Why are you craving certain things you can't even, I don't know, like, why are you craving that? Why are you craving adule? Why are you craving, like, there are some things you can't even crave because you can't even get access to those stuff. The last but not least thing that I want to talk about when it comes to the cons is the racism. Like, I know this topic is a very, you know, touchy topic, but then yeah, let's talk about it. So I mean, surprisingly, I was expecting worse. I was expecting more stuff because I know that this place is just mostly full of white people. But I mean, it's not as loud as I thought it was going to be, because I watch other people and then they say certain times they've been racially discriminated against. But with me, since being here, I don't know, for some funny reason, it's not really loud. Either I see it happening and I don't even know that this is what's happening, but then they happen a couple of times where maybe I'm walking down the street and then someone sees me and then they just cross to the other side so that they don't pass by me or breathe the air I breathe. But those things, it's not a big deal. Like, it's not, it doesn't bash me like that. But there was this church I was going to here that it was very clear, it was very loud, because you go there and then the black people are here and then the white people are here, and then you're like, this is supposed to be the house of God, what's going on? I mean, they happened a couple of times in church when I'm sitting down and then there's an empty seat by me, and then that person will go, and if they have to go to the back of the church to get an empty seat, they'd rather go there than come sit by me. So eventually I had to stop, because I wasn't really comfortable, I didn't really feel welcome. But then that is my experience. It might not be yours, but then that's my experience. But it's not as loud as I thought it was going to be. And then maybe there are sometimes you greet someone and then they don't mind you. Me, who sent me? Why am I greeting them? It's not by force to greet, but because of the African child in me, I'm like, oh yeah, good morning, good morning. Sometimes they'll look at you and ignore you, but it's one of those things. Maybe they're not in the mood. It's not because they're racist or something, but like, you're probably gonna think that, why are you doing that? It's because of the color of my skin. But then that's just by the way. I just wanted to let you know. But okay, now we're done with the cons. Let's talk about the pros. So one of the big reasons why I'm living here is because of the cost of living. Like, cost of living here is very cheap. Okay, not cheap per se, but it's relatively cheap compared to other places. So first thing is rent. My rent, my utilities, my bills, my everything, it doesn't even get to 400. It's like 350 or something like that. I'm in a two bedroom apartment, and I have a roommate though. I pay like $325. That's literally what I pay for rent, and my roommate also pays the same thing. But in other places, I have friends who are in some 6 in a room, but they are in like more developed places, and then they pay like 1,000. I mean, they pay a lot of money. So compared to where I am, I think this place is relatively cheaper. Like, you don't really need much to survive here. Like, there are some times you can go, you don't want $1 on you, but you're okay, you're fine. You're fine, because like, you don't really need much to survive here. So that's one of the positive things or the good sides about being in South Dakota, because everything is relatively cheap. So another pro about being in South Dakota is the place is safe. Earlier when I said it's boring, yes, it's very safe. Like, it's so boring that it's safe. It's so safe. Like, most restaurants close by 8, 9. they're closed. And then by 10 o'clock the whole street is quiet. Like you won't even see a single soul walking outside. Literally there are no social vices over here, nothing. Like it's too, by 9-10 o'clock everybody's in their room. 10 o'clock right, is even too much. By 10 o'clock this place is like a ghost town. You won't see anybody walking. So there have been times where I walk around like around 10, 11. Nobody even cares about you to even attack you, or like, so funny enough, I feel safer here than I did back home, because no one cares about you. Everybody's in their room by 10. Do you understand? So this place is relatively safe. You won't hear stories of, you won't hear any of those funny stories or vicious attacks happening, because everybody minds their business. They're in their rooms by 10. They're done for the day. That's another thing that I like about it. No traffic. There is hardly ever any traffic here. And like I said, I talk to people in other places and then they literally have to leave their offices early, or they are like, oh, I'm so stuck in traffic. Here there's no traffic. I don't think I've seen traffic since I've been here. Back in Ghana you can be in traffic for 1 hour, 30 minutes. Here nothing. Like the roads are so clear, everybody's just wise, I guess. Like you hardly find yourself in certain situations, because this place everybody follows the rules, minds their business. They don't want trouble, so you also don't look for trouble. So one last thing, I feel like South Dakota is an easy transition into America. And how do I even explain for you to understand? I feel like I probably would have struggled if I just came from Ghana now, then I'm in New York, boom, or I'm in like California, or those big cities that are metropolitan cities and all of that. But I feel like with South Dakota, because of how quiet and calm and how slow moving this place is, even though I'm in America, I don't really feel that I'm in America like that. And it's gonna be an easy transition, or a smooth transition for me after here when I go into the real world, because of how this place is set up. Like it's just, you're in America, but I don't really feel like I'm in America. Also, I don't feel like I'm home. So earlier on I mentioned that this place is full of elderly people, which is true. One thing you need to know about these people is that they are very sweet. Like they are the sweetest people. I don't know how to explain it to you for you to understand, but they've been so helpful and so sweet towards me. And it's not just me, like my friends, everybody here, like they've been very sweet. Sometimes they'll just call you, check up on you. Are you okay? Have you eaten? Do you need anything? Like they are so sweet. The hospitality here is on point. And another thing I like about this place is that they have a sense of community, like a sense of togetherness, like family orientation. So someone will invite you out, like, hey, let's go for lunch, blah blah blah, and no strings attached. They're just nice to you because they want to be nice to you. And then like sometimes they'll go like, oh, I harvested some apples, you need this. They'll invite you for lunch. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but then I'm just not used to this kind of hospitality back home. I wasn't getting that back home. So coming here and seeing how all nice these people are to me is very different for me. I don't know about you, but it's really different for me. So that's a good point. That's one reason why I like here. I like being in South Dakota. The people are very nice. Obviously there are 1 or 2 people that will not be like that, but generally people here are literally the sweetest. So that's it. We've come to the end of today's video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. And yeah, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Please make sure you follow me on Instagram at vanderboy_. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and also hit the notification bell so you can be notified anytime I post a video. It's still Big Sheila for a reason, and Big Sheila with the vibe. If you don't know, for now you know. Bye.